Have you ever tried to look someone up online, only to find absolutely nothing? No Instagram, no TikTok, no LinkedIn, not even a dusty Facebook account from 2012. In a world where visibility is currency, these people are digital ghosts. Society tells us that the average American spends 2 hours and 14 minutes a day staring at social media feeds. Over a standard lifespan, that is roughly 6 years and 8 months of existence. Almost 7 entire years of your life. Not spent sleeping, not spent building a legacy, but spent completely paralyzed, mindlessly scrolling through the highly edited highlight reels of absolute strangers. But you looked at that terrifying mathematical reality and you quietly walked away. You became the ghost. Society often views your absence as a red flag. They wonder if you are hiding something dark, or if you are just tragically out of touch. But let's look back at the breaking point that drove you into the shadows. You remember the sheer, suffocating exhaustion of the performance. You remember the phantom vibrations, the compulsive need to check a screen when a conversation lulled, and the hollow feeling in your chest after consuming 100 lives that weren't yours. You didn't delete your accounts because you hate people. You deleted them because your nervous system was overloaded. You were drowning in a sea of artificial urgency, and stepping into the silence was the only way you could catch your breath. What you experienced was not an antisocial flaw. It was a highly intelligent biological protection mechanism. Stanford Medicine and Dr. Anna Lemke have extensively studied this phenomenon. Social media is a frictionless, high-speed delivery system for dopamine. It acts as a potent psychological painkiller. When you feel a pang of loneliness, you scroll. When you feel socially awkward in a room, you check a phantom notification to look busy. You effectively engineered a reality where you never had to feel a negative emotion. But your brain recognized this toxic overload. By pulling the plug, you initiated a harsh biological correction. You allowed your default mode network, the part of your brain responsible for deep reflection and identity formulation, to finally turn back on. We have to trace this back to the origin of the trap. There is a specific psychological phenomenon that occurs when you finally unplug. Let's call it the Truman Show realization. You woke up and realized you were living inside a constructed reality, willingly performing for an invisible audience while an algorithm directed the scene. You discovered the fundamental truth. If you are not paying for the product, you are the product being sold. In my analysis, I have found that this awakening often stems from an early environment where your boundaries were blurred or your privacy was compromised. Your retreat from the digital stage is a subconscious reclamation of your absolute right to exist without being perceived. This is the exact business model of the attention economy. Consider the Silicon Valley paradox. Jaron Lanier, the father of virtual reality, has pointed out that the very engineers who designed these addictive scrolling loops strictly forbid their own children from using them. The dealers of this digital drug refuse to consume their own supply. They know exactly what it does to the human psyche. Now, we must be intellectually honest about the dangers of your choice. There is a very real social cost to becoming a digital ghost. You face a certain level of isolation. You miss the digital invitations and the viral moments that bind superficial conversations. You risk becoming culturally obsolete. But there is a massive difference between toxic isolation and healthy self-preservation. I honestly believe that what modern society labels as isolation is actually just the agonizing, beautiful process of meeting yourself for the first time. You are trading 1,000 shallow connections for a deeply profound connection with your own internal state. You are not hiding from the world. You are protecting your psychological sanctuary. This brings us to the cognitive superpower you have developed. In an era where everyone is desperately trying to escape their own thoughts, facing reality without a digital buffer is the ultimate stoic rebellion. When you stand in line at the grocery store, you just stand there. You endure the friction of boredom. You sit with your own thoughts. By repeatedly facing this mundane reality, your brain is forced into a hard reset. You become immune to the cheap dopamine that controls the masses. By unplugging, you reclaim the ability to engage in deep work, a philosophy championed by Georgetown professor Cal Newport. While the average person loses their ability to focus for more than 40 seconds, you are silently building a fortress of concentration. You aren't distracted by the endless noise, which means you can actually hear the subtle signals that dictate true success. We are witnessing a fascinating status shift in modern culture. Basic flip phones are becoming a hipster accessory among Gen Z because privacy is rapidly becoming the ultimate luxury. In a world where everyone is begging for attention with every single post, the person who stays completely silent holds all the power. It is the undeniable psychology of mystery. Human beings are naturally drawn to what we cannot easily access. Your ghost status makes you seem more self-assured and vastly more present. When someone speaks to you, they notice an immediate difference in your eyes. You are actually making eye contact. You aren't scanning the room for a better photo opportunity. This creates a grounded charisma that is the old money vibe of the digital age. Loudness is cheap. True silence is expensive. People are paying thousands of dollars for remote retreats just to lock their phone in a box. You have claimed this multi-billion-dollar silence for free. You have stepped into director energy. Deleting your accounts was you sitting in the director's chair of your own life, taking the camera off strangers and pointing it back at your own physical reality. A University of Pennsylvania study observed that strictly limiting social media usage led to significant reductions in loneliness and depression. It is the ultimate FOMO paradox. The more you watch others living their lives, the less you appreciate your own. You don't have the fear of missing out because you are actively living in the first person. The American Psychological Association links social media to rising anxiety, but you have stepped out of the radiation zone. I have found that the people who refuse to perform for the algorithm are the only ones left who still know how to feel genuine emotion. Your anxiety is anchored in real-world problems, not manufactured algorithmic ones. So, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. You are an absolute master of self-control. You looked closely at the matrix, saw the glowing wires, and decided you preferred the messy, painful, and beautiful reality of the physical world. You realized that life is not content. Your existence doesn't need validation from strangers. You fought a silent war against the most powerful psychological engineering in human history, and you won. In a world of deafening noise, your silence is the loudest scream. To understand how your mind is being influenced, make sure you are subscribed to The Crying Mind. Drop a comment below. We explore the depths of the human psyche that the algorithm desperately doesn't want you to see.